Phil, you must be disappointed Harriers haven't made it through to the quarter-finals.
Yeah, very disappointed. I'm disappointed in only one way. We didn't really show up today. And what I mean by showing up, let's hold that thought, you know, have they put enough effort and energy into the game? Yeah. Did they have enough quality or class? Did we have enough quality or class to outwit the opposition? The answer is no. And yet we've found that, not in abundance, but we certainly found a way in the 4 league games that we had together. So we've got to get back to that, back to basics, back to what we're good at, you know, staying in games, hanging in there. If it was going to penalties, it was going to penalties, but if truth be known, if it had gone to penalties and we went through on penalties, it would have been an absolute robbery. They fully deserved what they got. I'm delighted for Gashi, you know. He stayed on the field of play, he stayed playing a part. He bullied to a certain extent our 3 centre-halves, which I'm not happy with. They've got to understand that kind of forward play is commonplace at this level, and our level, and above. And you get men playing against our centre-halves, you've got to stand up as a man and be able to deal with that. Now, it's not an individual fault, it's just a case of all 3 of them found it difficult to play against Gashi. What can we say? Well, we've got a big game on Tuesday night, that's for sure, and one we're looking forward to because of the league form, I suppose. But I think we've got to take 1 or 2 lessons from today's game.
You say you take lessons from it. You made 7 changes to give, I presume, to give the other players, fringe players, an opportunity and to rest the legs given the campaign that we've had recently.
7 changes, yeah, and I'm totally responsible for that. If anybody wants to criticise the team, don't criticise the team. You know, they give what they could give. We planned all week, we prepared all week, made the probable early announcements of the team as early as Tuesday this week. So we worked at how they play and how we were going to play. We knew what the conditions were going to do. They were going to dictate the way the game went, and that's exactly what happened. But to get to the 93rd minute with a clean sheet, it would have been nice to actually get a clean sheet regardless of the penalty situation. It would have been nice to get a clean sheet in a situation that, again, it was tin helmets, it was backs to the wall, it was full of character at times, but to lose it in the 93rd minute was, you can say that was my fault. Team selection, changes, too many changes, etc, etc. We'll be back as near as damn it to full strength, we hope, on Tuesday night, but injuries will play a part between now and the end of the season, so every one of them players that were out there today are going to be used in the league campaign. So you can't say we haven't had a good look at them, because we certainly had a good look at them individually. Collectively, we probably weren't as strong as the teams that have been playing in them 4 wins. Because the teams that have been playing in them 4 wins have probably been the same team, apart from maybe 1 or 2 at the most. So, if you're trying to work out what our strongest team is, it's not rocket science, and it doesn't take a blind man, shall we say, to work that one out. But at the same time, I want to see the squad pushing the players. I want to see the 18, 19, 20 man squad that we've got. We've got injuries coming along that will continue, guaranteed. We haven't turned a corner. There's not one person at the football club think we've turned a corner, think we've cracked it. That's my job, to make sure that people don't think that way. And we've got a good old-fashioned run-in. We've got a long old slog. We've got top teams to play, starting on Tuesday night against Solihull Moors. They've dispatched with their non-league opposition today and gone into the quarter-final hat, but they had the job done by half-time, so I'd imagine if he did make changes, it was going to be from half-time onwards. Smarter manager than me.
You say smarter manager, but you always want to take positives out of games.
Of course.
What will be the positive you take now from today?
Fitness levels of 1 or 2 of the younger lads, impressed at the fitness level side of things, but I want the quality that they bring to the football club. The likes of Owen Hesketh, the likes of Kai Lissimo, Zach Brown. It was a very young midfield, and yes, the way that the game developed and the way the game was played, it was a lot to do with second balls, and it's just learning and educating them that if you don't win the second ball, the opposition plays before you do. They had a way of playing, and it was pretty much backs to the wall. It was the Alamo at times, and that doesn't mean to say they were playing route 1 or anything like that. They were just playing direct into a striker that was holding the ball better than what ours were. Consequently, that tells you where the game's going to be played. It isn't rocket science football. It never has been. It's a simple person's game played by simple players, and if the simpler the game you make for them players, the easier it becomes. And as I say, we're going to try and simplify it even further. You know, Solihull Moors is a tough option. You know, I've been to see them. I've watched how they play. They lost a player just before the transfer window closed, Premier League wise, to a quality AFL team. So with that in mind, it just shows you what they can do. They can breed that kind of player or boast that kind of player. So we've got to be at our full mettle on Tuesday night, but we've got to recover from this game. That's the most important thing. The hardest part of recovery is not physical, it's mental. And the mental side of the game is we're not broken. We don't have to fix anything. We've just got to go back to basics on Tuesday night and try and get a result.